we get started, I do just want to remind you all to check out my Patreon if you're looking for more ASMR content from me. I upload at least once a week over there. There's so many fun uploads every month, and you can join for just $3. So check it out, linked down below. My $5 tier is actually my ASMR book club. So every month we read a the rest of these books were decided by my Instagram followers. So if you're not following me on Instagram, you should, because if I ever need like audience participation for a video, I always go on Instagram stories. But I did a video on my vlog channel, at HaleyJean Vlogs, where Instagram chose my reads for the month. So I put up a bunch of polls and had my followers choose between 2 different books. So if you want to see the books that these books were up against, check out that video. But yeah, so all of these were actually decided by you guys. We'll start with this one because I've already started reading it. This is a dark serial killer romance. So, if that sounds completely abhorrent to you, then definitely don't pick this up. But it is. There are no saints by Sophie Lark. I love this cover because it has 2 snakes on the front. And they actually, like, it's a huge integral part of the story. So once you start reading it, which I really like that, I really like when the cover corresponds with something that happens in the book, instead of just being a random floral arrangement or something. Blackwell values control. He's the hottest sculptor in San Francisco. Wealthy, successful, and respected. His only weakness is the dark impulse he carefully conceals. Mara Eldridge is a nobody. Broke and damaged, she works 3 jobs while creating paintings no one ever sees. A chance encounter throws Mara into Cole's path. When Mara escapes what appears to be certain death, Cole is intrigued. He then starts stalking her, realizing there's more to the struggling misfit than he ever would have guessed. This book, like, I am a little more than halfway through it, as you can tell by my bookmark. I bet you will never guess what this bookmark looks like. Comment below your guess right now, and I doubt any of you will guess. This was one of the, like, first bookmarks I ever bought myself. I'll show it to you in a second, but yeah, I'm like 60% of the way through, and the plot is wild. I'm definitely flying through the book just because, like, there's so many things happening. And trigger warning, I do have some dog-eared pages. I'm so sorry. I know that some book lovers want to crucify me for that, but I would like to be a positive light in the dog earring community. If I don't have tabs on hand, if I don't have a bookmark, bitch, I'm a dog ear my pages. Alright, I make my own money, I buy my own books. I would never dog ear like a book I borrow from a friend or a library book, but and she would give me like $20, and then I would go buy books. And I got this in 2011, yeah, Bieber Time merchandise, 2011. And I got it for like, I think it was like $8, and I still have it. Whoa, those tabs sound crazy. I don't know why I thought that would make noise. Isn't reading supposed to make you smarter? So that is my lovely Justin Bieber bookmark, my prized possession. Next book on my April TBR. I'm so excited to read. I feel like I'm late to the game. I've just heard so many amazing things about it. It is a young adult high school romance. It's called Better Than the Movies by Lynn Painter. And I don't know too much about it. I believe our main characters are like fake dating to help the girl because she wants to make another guy jealous to try and like get a prom date or something, which is hilarious because I actually did something, or I attempted to do something very similar when I was a sophomore in high school. Maybe I could do a story time about that on my Patreon, my sophomore prom debacle story time. But, and my boyfriend, Josh, and I met in high school, and he was like he was the guy that I like wish I went to prom with, my sophomore year. And so I feel like I'm really excited to read this because I feel like it's gonna like give me nostalgia. It's gonna take me back. And again, we have another yellow cover. I guess yellow is just the color of the video today. dresses. I don't think I've seen that. Bridget Jones' Diary. Yes, I saw that when I was very young. I need to rewatch it. The Wedding Date. I haven't seen that. Oh my god, this is a long chapter. What the heck? Scott Pilgrim versus the World. Love, 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 love. 500 Days of Summer. So, that is better than the movies. Excited to see what all the hype's about. Okay, next we have a fantasy, and this is the only high fantasy on my TBR this month, but it's thick, so I think it'll make do, you know. I just want to start off by saying that I adore this cover. I love the green, I love the gold, the border, the font. Like, love it. So this is Fear. The Flames by Olivia Rose Darling. And as it says on the back, Fear the Flames is the first book in a new high fantasy series. So, Elelyn Tara, Princess of Imarath, came into the world like firestorm made flesh. A princess with a link to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 dragons. She's giving Daenerys a run for her money. Should be a blessing to her kingdom, but her blessing became her curse. The little girl in shackles became a knife-wielding woman with a thirst for retaliation. Now queen of Astilion, a secret kingdom she forged through strength and survival, Elowyn needs a way to feed her rising population. She never thought she would have the force to take on Imarath, but when the snarky commander, Caden Phyllis of Fairveth, I don't know if Caden is like the most cool fantasy name, but we roll. Her father's enemy kingdom, so Caden from her father's enemy kingdom, offers her a deal that she's been dreaming of for years. The pair of them, along with 3 accomplices, will navigate their partnership politics and attempt to pull off the greatest heist the world has ever known. So, we've got a heist, we've got fantasy, we've got romance, we've got dragons. Ooh, look at the chapter. The chapter heading. So you can see the little dragon in the middle, the vines around the edges. Very, very, very nice. So, there's that. Next, I mean, would it be a TBR of mine if I didn't have an Elsie Silver book? I've been making my way through all of her books that are out, and this is the last one in a series, so very happy that everyone on Instagram voted for this. I love the watercolor vibe of the discreet covers that she did. I just think they're so cute. On her logo it says sassy, sexy romance. Sassy, sexy romance. And that is very true. That is very accurate. This book in particular follows Nadia and Griffin. I'm literally so excited. You get little crumbs and sprinkles of them in the previous book. They're like side characters in the other book, and the tension, like I can already tell it's gonna be kind of like enemies to lovers vibe. And Griffin is like really grumpy, stoic hero, like he doesn't say much. And I don't know why, but that just really gets me. Like, I don't know, a guy that like doesn't talk and like doesn't really communicate and is just kind of like quiet is something I wouldn't like in real life, but for some reason in books, I gobble it up. Like the scenes we have seen of them have literally been like Nadia being like, "You're a fucking dick," and then Griffin just being like, and I love that. I'm like, I need to see y'all become lovers. Like I need to see it. So anyway. And also I'm pretty sure it's like brother's best friend. So Nadia's older brother is Griffin's best friend, and there is like an age gap, so there's a bit of like, oh, we probably shouldn't do this. So excited. I am really excited to read this. I've only read one other of the books, like, in this kind of series. It's not like a series, but you know, like her lit fic novels. I know most of her popular books are her historical fiction, Daisy Jones, Carrie Soto, Evelyn Hugo. But I'm not a historical fiction girly. It's not my bag. So I'll read them every once in a while, but I feel like this is more my wheelhouse, this like women's fiction area. And I loved One True Loves, so hopefully I'll like this one too. I will say they changed these covers, and I just think, like, this is ugly. I'm so sorry. Like, it's just giving me nothing. What about this tells me that we're, you know, I guess there's two roads going, like, separate, like, oh, we're taking our own beds, like, meh. Okay, like, sure, whatever. I don't know. I'm not the biggest fan of these covers, but honestly, I've not really been a fan of any of Taylor Jenkins Reid's covers, so it's probably just a me thing. But I think it sounds nice though. Okay, that is everything. Those are all of the books on my April TBR. What is that, 6 books? Yes. So I gave myself, like, I think I say I on average read about 10 books a month. Obviously, it's not about how much you read. Do not compare the amount of books that you read to anyone else. Reading is so personal, and it is more about quality than it is about quantity. It doesn't matter how many books you read as long as you are reading and you are liking what you're reading. But for me, I on average read about 10, but I gave myself a little bit of a smaller TBR this month because I just have a lot planned. I have my best friend coming and staying with me